Major coming at you with another quick, kind of cool live. Not gonna be on here too long, but before I get started, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe. It's still important to do that just so the messages can go out. Okay, so uh, your choice wasn't your choice. That's the title. Before I get started, once again, go if you're interested in Vietnam investments, Vietnam relocation services, Vietnam travel, tourism, anything Vietnam, even manufacturing Vietnam. I'm your go-to connect. So my website, I've got two websites. One is WingYoungOfficial.com. You spell Wing Young, QUYNHON, the word official, and then .com. Tells you a little bit about what I do. And then also my other website, VietnamLandForSale.com. You use the number 4, not FOR. VietnamLandForSale.com. Both of these websites, you can contact me through the contact page. I'll respond back. It also gives you a brief overview of what I do over here, what my business model is, and how that could benefit you and your family, or you and yours. So, without further ado, let's get it jumping, let's get it popping, let's get it whatever we call it, let's get it started. When you get on the chat, if you could please chime in so I know you're not just a bot or something. I know you're actual person that I'm speaking to. And then we'll get started on the topic. Your choice wasn't your choice, was it? I put question mark because you got to answer the question. Like, your choice was your. So everything with this plastic life we involved in, a lot of times your choice wasn't your choice, but it ended up being your choice. What do I mean by that? Well, we choose a lot of stuff while we walk in this planet. If that's what it is, if that's what this place is. They told us it's a planet. We just go by what they tell us. It's the planet. Walking through this place, though, you choose a lot of things you don't realize you're choosing. Some of it's coerced choices due to programming. And this is kind of an acknowledgement live, like pay attention to what's going on, what's happening, so you can fix it. So you got some type of recourse, so you got some type of solution for the persisting problems that always ail us with this thing. So basically, your choice wasn't your choice. They didn't tell you, when you get involved in the voting process, that your choice was going to be turned against you. They didn't disclaim that. You just, good-hearted American or whatever. You think everything going to be cool. You got a say in something. You do have somewhat of a say, but that's probably about as far as it goes. Now, depending on how you say it determines if anything gets done in your behalf regarding the subject matter. But typically, we all go cast, you go cast your vote, let's say, for whichever side you vote for. And then sometimes it's emotion-based. Sometimes it's just, traditional. I've always done this. My family's always this side or that side, and I always go do this. Or, you just like fed up with stuff, and then you go pick something based off of your fed upness, And so a lot of this emotional capital we use to choose with is actually coerced. It's actually planned before, knowing psychologically what you're going to choose. If I push you right here in your ribs, I know you're going to take your hand and probably grab for your ribs because it hurt. So that's like, I know that in advance. So psychologically, yeah, they know our moves. They know if they push hard enough over here, it's going to do this. So look, they was talking about hinting to the fact of more lockdowns coming and yada, 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 because the new thing is surfacing. It's going to keep being new things. They're going to call it M180, M1922, and all these other names they're going to keep throwing on it. Then they're going to try to brand it, market it as such, until enough people know that's the threat that you just walking around, running around scared. You know, the song be riding around, I'm getting it. Right now it's like riding around, you scared of it. Riding around, you scared of it. You know, that's the new theme song. Be scared, because they care. You know, so these choices that you make when you vote, when you buy something, when you subscribe to something, most of it you don't realize that you've been programmed to do that. You're not even doing it on your own cognizance. You think you are. You thought you was till you get the outcome. So if you think you're doing something for this reason, to get this type of outcome, but you never get that type of outcome, what does that mean? Either you crazy or the thing don't work. You've been duped, you've been tricked. So your choices that you think you done made to set yourself up successfully and might not even be that based on the region that you in. Because once the fabric of society gets sewn into the forefront, you actually thinking with good intent, working in a place that doesn't have any good intent. You see what I'm saying? So when things get sewn into the fabric of life to the point where you don't have control of the sewing machine or the material they're using to sew it together with or the design, you got to ask yourself, where am I? Where's we at? What we doing? And that's why I say the only solution, the only answer is your own narrative. You got to take what's in front of you, but create your own out of it. Because the time of creating something different in the forefront is kind of over as far as making the material change dimensions or the look of it, making your surroundings change. Now you can change your environment by how you project your thoughts, okay? Not their thoughts, your thoughts. The only problem is you gotta get to the place where you can find your own thoughts. You know you thinking most of the time with somebody else's thoughts, right? What kind of clothes you wear, what kind of glasses I put on, what I wear on my necklace and this, that, and the other. You kind of thinking, and me too, it just depends on the level, and the high level of that practice you use of it, and that determines your environmental outcome. So you're always doing things, or and I'll say this too, in America, because I know it the best, okay? I'm not there right now, so I know the difference, the contrast between being out of the country, out of the U.S., and being in the U.S. All the stuff we do in the U.S. come with such a high level built-in frequency of negativity that it's hard to generate any positivity out of it. Now you can do it. I just said it's a little harder to do and achieve the goal that you might have. So, give you a good example. When your car is real dirty in America, well, this is me though, this is me. Some people still don't care. But I used to own detailing business where we detail aircraft and yachts and cars and all kinds of stuff back in the day, way back in the day. That's my first business when I was an entrepreneur. So I'm a detail freak. Like everything, I got to try to, keep it clean, right? So, but in America, I feel like my car dirty. I got to go to the car. I need to wash this. This is embarrassing, kind of like I'm riding around with a dirty car. When I'm in another country, the frequency here, don't nobody care about your dirty car. Only person care about it is you. Like if you're doing something for somebody else to see your stuff over here, you're just doing it for nothing. Now, if you're doing it for yourself, to see yourself how you want to see yourself, that's cool. But in America, it's always about how we look, what kind of look we got, what kind of clothes we got, this, that, and the other. And it's something we've been trained to do. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. It never fails. It never fails when we are out and about. Sorry, I had a little interruption. Somebody called through, and that's the trouble with doing a live. You can get interrupted. So live and living color. So in America, you always trying to. We've been programmed to do stuff, not even out of our own choice. You kind of just born into the visuals of this is how we do stuff. When you get out of America, you realize, and you hang out in another country long enough, you realize, like, I don't have to keep all that up. It's not even necessary. I was just doing that. Wow, I was just doing that my whole life and didn't know that everywhere else they don't do that. It's that kind of thing. That's why I say your choices ain't even your choices. Like, well, I'm choosing to save money and put it into an IRA and do this and do that. Them somebody else's choices. They don't do that. The people that's holding that money in your IRA, they don't do that. They take their money, invest it, flip it, flop it, rub it down. Oh no, they do the whole nine with it. And when it come back with their baskets overflowing, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. How you get pressed down, shaken together, and running over when you ain't putting nothing in to run over too? You ain't investing in a manner that causes it to overflow. So there again, most of our choices being in the States ain't even our choices. How we see things, how we vote, how we pick colors, how we do this and do that, what kind of car we drive, all got to do with somebody else's choice for our life, not our choice for how we want our life to be. That's why we end up in so much mess, because we choosing stuff that been programmed into us, and it's so subtle. The program is so subtle, you don't even notice it's going on. You don't even know it's happening. You don't even notice that, dang, I didn't choose that. I chose that because I did it. Nah, your program chose it for you based on you not knowing that an active program or programs or thousands of programs have been running in your background all these years, developing. It's like AI. It starts developing. That's where they got AI from that concept, your brain. So your brain learns. You learn things as you go along. And depending on what you program and how much of it and how long you program it for determines how your brain starts to take that level and can take it to the next level. It can auto-generate future ideas and concepts based on the ones you already put in. That's why we see what we see, how we see it. So there again, to break out of that and to know that you're choosing stuff, what you want to really choose, to make you, because if you ask yourself this, am I choosing, okay, am I happy right now? If you sitting there like I used to be, and you're like, what is happy? See, right there, we off to the wrong race right there. So, and then, nah, I'm not happy, I'm okay, but I'm not necessarily happy. Okay, then the question would be, why aren't you? And it probably has something to do with what we've been programmed with. We ain't even had a chance to think about what we want to think about because somebody was already programming us from the get-go. Now, that happens over and over and over again, especially now in the societies we live in. Even if you grow up in the jungle somewhere, you're going to get a program. But now, their program probably isn't as toxic as the one we've been given, and nor does their program keep escalating into the next program. Never happy with the program you got to go find another one. That one don't work. So we spend our whole life running around trying to find the right program, while all the previous programs, we keep running around trying to find the right program, happiness or whatever, running around while all the previous programs are still running. And then we put a new program on top of what we think is a new program that'll make us happy on top of the old program. And then we get a cluster. You know what? It gets worse. Because we didn't take enough time to remove all the old choices, programs, sit down and meditate, focus on self for long enough to start removing stuff you don't want, but first recognizing what it is I got running in there so I can start working on removing it. That's the first thing, recognizing what's malfunctioning. You can't fix it if you don't know what's broke. So if you keep moving and grooving, trying to start a new thing and put some more stuff on top of the old stuff to try to kind of cover it up to make yourself happy, all you're going to do is keep running into the same brick wall over and over again. Only thing is it's going to keep escalating or spiraling more out of control. Because the more redundant programs you put on top of the same redundant programs, and all of them having babies together, which are thoughts, is going to cause you to either move, sit in one place, or sit in one place while thinking you're moving, or a whole bunch of adverse situations are going to occur to where you're going to run yourself ragged and still be at square one. It happens like that every time. So in order for that not to happen, what we got to do is simply recognize what it is that's causing us not to be happy, target that, then sit down, like write that down, sit down after you write that down, and then meditate on nothing for a while to clear your thoughts out so you can get enough focus where you can then attack the problem that's ailing you, which would be why I'm not happy. Whatever your answer is for that, then you attack it. After I clear out the old programs, or some of them, then I can attack the problem. If I try to attack the problem while all the programs are still running, I'm gonna do a New Year's resolution every day of my life, and ain't nothing ever gonna work. That's what's gonna happen. That's why New Year's resolutions don't work, because you don't spend enough time clearing out the old junk in your trunk before you put on the new. Try to work out this, that, and the other. You ain't cleared out the old problems of why you got to that point in the first place. So it have to come back. It's actually stronger than the new thing you're trying to do, which is work out, lose weight, let's say. Well, your old thoughts wasn't that. Your old thoughts was like, I don't really care that much about that. I'm gonna eat what I want to eat. Those thoughts are stronger than the new ones, so they'll come back and take over. So that's why you got to sit down and realize how this works, and then think about, did I really choose that, or did a program choose that for me, before you pull the trigger on the next move you make. That's how you get out the frying pan. You know, you don't jump out of the skillet into the frying pan. Whichever one of them is hotter, I don't want to be in that one. You know what I'm saying? So what you want to do is focus on self. Pick the choices that you really want by clearing out some of the old baggage and old garbage that you have up till now. We all have it, so it's no shame in your game. I got it, you got it, everybody and their mama got it. You in America, you got it times pi. You got it times 3.14. Like multiplied out like that. That's how bad we got it in America. We on some, that's why the rest of the world be like, what's wrong with these fools? Oh man, they tripping. Americans are stupid. That's why they say that, because we don't even realize the program they done stuck on us times 50 million and why we think the way we think. But I'm telling you, that's why we think the way we think, do what we do, and then we don't even recognize we doing the stupid thing that we doing because we've been programmed to such a high level, we're arrogant with it. You know, this is my way of life. No, y'all see now, it ain't your way of life. They taking your way of life like one brick at a time. They chipping it out the foundation, right? Well, I thought I was an American citizen, I had the right to this, that, and the other. They showing you with Trump, you ain't hardly got no rights left. If they do what they do to him, whether you like them or not, you definitely ain't got a chance. You ain't got a chance to stand before a court and say your piece and get a fair trial, because if that dude can't get one, or any high-level person like that can't really get a fair trial, and they coming at him constitutionally, y'all better be very concerned that you next. Because it really, like I said on another live, it really ain't him they aiming at. Y'all don't get it. I don't care if you're Democrat. I don't care if you what a crap, whatever kind of crap you is, or I don't care. I don't do either side. But if you just people and you live in America and you have some type of concern for your environment around you and you don't want it to become more toxic and more negative, y'all better start doing something about that situation, because if they pin him down the way they're doing it, which isn't constitutional in most sections of it, if you went and looked at it and read it and knew what the Constitution says versus what they're actually pressing up against him, or they're really pressing the American people up, him and you up against the wall with that stuff. And everybody think it's funny right now, you know, until they come knocking on your door, so to speak, with a situation you can't get fairness in, and then now it's on you. But once you set that dangerous precedent, it's in there. It's just like AI, it remembers, and then it's gonna add on top of it. And now it's gonna be another program coming on top of all the other jacked up programs. Now you're gonna be really jacked it up in the program. I mean, if I'm in America at that time, I mean, it'll happen to me too. But you got to be more aware of these choices so that we can first pick the ones that's for us, not because the program prompted us to. I want to pick this because I think it's going to benefit me better. Or I'm picking this because, you know, I grew up picking this and this and that, picking fried fricasseed food every day versus trying to eat some steamed food. You see what I'm saying? Or I grew up with smokers in my house, so I smoke all the time. Well, that's a bad program. The choice you made, you didn't initiate the choice because you was programmed to it, but then you the one that has the ultimate say-so on if you keep playing in the program, just like a video game. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say, y'all. I ain't gonna stretch it out too much longer. Appreciate y'all hanging out. If you didn't hear the information, just do the playback. When I finish this, drop some comments. Also, don't forget about my website, VietnamLandForSale.com. If you're interested in anything Vietnam, you might have a company in America and you need products or materials or you need to source something, hit me up. I can help you. Most of the manufacturing for clothing, textiles and stuff is happening right here in Vietnam. So if you own a clothing brand or you're trying to start one and you're trying to source who's going to manufacture your items for you and this, that, and the other, and that's something you need, let me know. If you're looking for investment, you got capital in America and you want to get it out for a hot second and turn it over or protect it or whatever, look me up. VietnamLandForSale.com. You can hit the contact page, send me your information, I'll contact you back, and then we can get into a consulting session. Of course, like I always say, there's a fee for that. I charge for everything I do as far as consulting. So, okay. So, Bao New An? Bao New? Bao Mui? Okay. So, just hook me up. So just look me up, VietnamLandForSale.com, and then we'll go from there, and I'll contact you, and we'll move forward on trying to assist you with whatever it is you're interested in Vietnam. There's hot real estate going on over here. You can build cheaper than you can buy, you know, over here because the labor's cheap. You can get quality materials. You can do everything you need to do over here for way cheaper than America. $100,000 will build you a concrete 3-story building over here, finished out. $100,000 in America will build you a nice looking garage or a pre-manufactured home probably. That's all you're gonna get for 100 grand anymore. But the problem is, you know, the concern about the economics over there. So there's a whole nother economy going on in the rest of the world. So if you get in touch with me, I can school you. You got to thank you. And we can chit chat, get you going, and hopefully create a successful situation for yourself and myself once again. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here. Thanks, Miss Cherry, for chiming in. Anybody seen Miss E get on here? Where's Miss E? I'm gonna have to check on her. I haven't seen her in a little bit. C. Marie, I saw last week. I'm gonna have to check on Miss E. All right, y'all, appreciate y'all. I'll holler back at y'all in a hot second. Y'all have a good one. Yo, keep your head up. Don't believe the hype. Believe your hype, but don't believe they hype. But make sure your hype is the hype that you chose, not the one they chose for you. All right, check into that, research that, get that. All right, y'all, this is Major, signing off for another kind of cool video. Peace.